Okay, just watch this. Michelle Obama absolutely brought the house down at the Obama Presidential Library opening in Chicago, torching Donald Trump without even saying his name and exposing the brutal contrast between the graceful Obama years and this chaotic Trump regime. In a fiery speech, she celebrated how Barack rescued the economy, expanded healthcare, ended wars, ordered the bin Laden raid, won a Nobel Peace Prize, and comforted the nation through tragedies, all with unmatched class and cool. She praised his stubborn optimism, moral fiber, and refusal to be hardened by relentless attacks on his birth, faith, and patriotism, while highlighting the Obama White House's open doors to everyday Americans. Michelle stressed that America's true greatness lies in our shared goodness, dignity, and choice to build bridges, not grab power or knock others down. As the country reels from Trump's MAGA lies and turmoil, she reminded us hope is a choice. Vote, speak up, be decent. This center isn't just about them. It's a living testament to enduring values that outlast any name or bank account. In stark contrast, Melania's awkward visionary ramblings and laughable claims about Trump's empathy only highlighted how unserious and empty the other side remains. Pure class versus clowns.
The museum was amazing. You do not want to miss this experience.
It seemed like they thought of everything.
They wanted to make sure that the country was actually, shown.
And so inspirational. I mean, you left there with such a great feeling.
I found it to be totally inviting, enlightening, and excellent. I would come again. Obama, Michelle Obama, y'all working it.
It was fabulous, fantastic, extraordinary, magnificent, awesome, all the things. So for me, there's two standout moments. One, Michelle Obama's wardrobe, chef's kiss. And two, the replica of the Oval Office.
Really, it's more than I even would have ever thought. We pulled up and we saw this amazing building here and then the courtyard here, and then we walked around the side and saw that there's a playground. There's just more space everywhere. It's just been 10 times bigger than I even thought it was going to be in the first place, so it's been awesome.
The first vibes I got is a family reunion, especially on Juneteenth. It feels great. The vibe is amazing. We can't wait to go to the playground, see the things for the kiddies, and see the museum itself.
I don't think I've ever seen any of the presidential museum that is this gigantic and so awesome, bringing a lot of people from different parts of the world. It's a wonderful occasion.
When people say they don't know what Obama did for us, the evidence is inside that museum.
I think for both of us, we felt like what's a more reverent way to recognize and celebrate Juneteenth? So what a beautiful way to celebrate the full togetherness and unity that was really represented and accomplished under the Obama administration. So I think that's the main reason why we wanted to come up today, was to commemorate that in some small way, in whatever way we could, and to hopefully get inspired that this didn't exist in the past, that this can happen again in the future. That's what Michelle and Barack both stood for.
So in light of the garbage that came out of the White House last night, I wanted to show you something that I thought was truly beautiful. This portrait behind me is the first portrait of the Obamas together, and it is now on display at the Obama Presidential Library in Chicago. We just got these photos today, this first look. You can see there the president and the former first lady looking at this portrait of themselves in the library. This phenomenal portrait painted by this woman, Njideka Akunyili Crosby. Just the level of detail and beauty in this portrait is simply stunning. I haven't been able to stop looking at it. From the Obamas themselves, Michelle in particular, to the details of the flowers and the chair. If you zoom in, these are actually pictures from the Obamas' lives. I don't know how this artist did this, but truly spectacular. And what a remarkable celebration of President Obama's new presidential library, and especially former First Lady Michelle Obama, whose beauty will be remembered throughout time in the history of this country.
Stop what you're doing and go watch Michelle Obama's speech at the opening and dedication of the Obama Presidential Library today. It is beautiful. I teared up multiple times. First of all, the way she talks about him in a personal sense and about their relationship, like they're couples goals. Like they're really actually in love. They actually like each other. They're a true partnership. It's so beautiful. and decent and wholesome and admirable. It's just beautiful. She says to him at one point, Barack, I'm gonna need you to look at me before she starts like talking about their relationship, and he laughs and he's like, nope, I'm gonna look down, because he's trying not to cry. It's absolutely gorgeous. And then Michelle makes this joke, which is really funny, about how he won a Nobel Peace Prize and how great that is. And her tone is obviously mocking Trump. And then Hillary is sitting behind Barack, and you can audibly, like, the camera's not even on her, it's on Michelle as she's saying this, but you can audibly hear Hillary Clinton burst out laughing. It's so funny. You have to go watch it anyway, because it's just a nice reminder of what a decent human being looks and sounds like. And by the way, polling came out today, and Trump is crashing out because of this dedication today. And the polling that came out that says that 57% of the electorate views him favorably, and only 34% view Trump favorably. So terrible polling for him, great polling for Obama. And he's just watching this and just so jealous, because Melania would never say that, because he knows that he paid for her. It's a nice moment of remembering that we once had decency in the Oval Office. It's worth your time.
Michelle Obama completely destroyed Donald Trump in a speech earlier at the opening session of the new Obama Library. You guys have to see this. She rarely gives speeches. Her and her husband, they speak up when important, but they don't speak up too often. So it's very rare to see one of the Obamas giving a speech. I want you guys to see this. Credits to Aaron Parnas. I'm going to be pulling this from a video he had posted. Let's take a look at this together.
We're unflappable at every turn. Always focused. Always calm. Always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once.
She's talking about her husband, by the way.
In frustration. Lost your temper. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud. No, you were too busy. I'm not done, y'all. Not done. So much to say. You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding health care, ending a war, ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize. Keeping us safe from Ebola, regulating the banks, standing up for marriage equality, listening to science, and comforting an entire nation in the face of unspeakable tragedies. And you did it all with such grace and class and cool that you made the hardest job in the world look like a walk in this beautiful park.
That was what I would argue would be a direct attack on Donald Trump, starting off by saying Obama was not everything that Trump is, losing his temper, and he actually won a peace prize, unlike Trump never won a peace prize, and is enraged by that fact and makes sure to let us know every day by accusing Obama of something new. So that's great. We love it.
And to ignore this simple truth, to refuse to respect the contributions and experiences of people who aren't exactly like us, y'all, puts us all at risk. Failing to see the humanity in all people puts us all on a slippery slope. And once that slide starts, there's no telling where it stops. A dangerous precedent that flies in the very face of our faith and of the founding promise of this democracy, that all of us are created equal. that each of us is a child of God with inerrant value. And no one, and I mean no one, has the right to sit in judgment of who's American enough. And that's why, folks, we simply don't have the luxury or time to be cynical or complacent, to wring our hands in despair, to wait for someone else to fix the problem. Y'all, hope is all we have, because hope is the essential spark that lights the fire of change. But hope is a choice. Whether or not we use our voices to speak up is a choice. Voting is a choice. Being a decent human being is a choice. Believing that we still hold the power to build a country that reflects us all is a choice.
Michelle Obama just threw the ultimate shade at Donald Trump and called him out for never winning a Nobel Peace Prize, unlike her husband. And she said a lot of other things about him too. This was awesome.
You were unflappable at every turn.
She's talking about
Always
her husband.
focused, always calm, always looking at the long view. How absurd it is to even imagine that you might have buckled under the pressure even once.
Trump did.
Lashed out in frustration.
Trump does.
Lost your temper. How absurd it is to imagine that you might have done anything but make our family and this entire country proud.
Wait for it. Here it comes.
You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding healthcare, ending a war, ordering the Bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize.
Perfect. I love how she just bounces back after getting insulted in the most vulgar way possible at the UFC White House event, comes out unfazed, and drops a speech like this. Man, I miss her. I miss the Obama.
Welcome to my channel. So guys, just the other day you saw Obama Center being opened in Chicago. You saw the first lady, the former first lady of Michelle Obama, and the former president Barack Obama, and of course his family and other dignitaries and even former presidents attending the opening of the Obama Center. One thing is for sure, Americans miss Obama. They miss the time of Obama. They miss a president who they inspire. They get inspired, and of course they look up to. Most of them, if you look at the comment section, they talk about how good Obama was and how they miss the presidency. So let's watch this video. Let's hear what other people are talking about this. And yes, Obama was the best president in America, according to my opinion. I don't know about it. So let's watch this video up to the end and kindly stay tuned. Please subscribe.
Do you remember when Michelle Obama famously said, "When they go low, we go high"? Well, I think we all misinterpreted what she said. I think what she meant was, when they go low class, we go high class. And boy, oh boy, are the Obamas going high class this week, today in Chicago, the same week as Trump's birthday. What a coincidence. You see, while Trump begged celebrities, any celebrity, to attend his 80th birthday backyard celebration at the White House with a UFC match, the Obamas hosted the Obama Presidential Center grand opening ceremony here in Chicago with all the celebrities in attendance. And here's just a list of a few of those celebrities that decided to perform in honor of President Obama and the Obama family. There was no need to beg any celebrity, or anyone for that matter, to attend this event. Instead, people were begging to get in because this is the hottest ticket in town, in the country. Some might say it's the biggest and most hottest ticket ever. Oh, and it gets better. You know how Trump allowed that UFC contender to disparage Michelle Obama at the White House after he won his match? Well, Michelle Obama got the last word.
You were doing the people's work, rescuing our economy, expanding healthcare, ending a war, ordering the bin Laden raid, saving an auto industry, winning a peace prize.
She brought up the Peace Prize, something that Trump so desperately wants to win, something he will never achieve. They went super duper high class on Trump's birthday week, and you know he's seething right now because he is scrambling to get in front of the headlines of the Obama's successful event by staying around in Europe to sign that memorandum of peace. A memorandum, it's not even a real deal, it's a memorandum of peace between the US and Iran. It's like what, the 20th memorandum of peace? We'll see how long this one sticks.
And you know why they actually hate the Obamas? Because they can't trigger them with typical racist tactics. Just like black people instinctively have this defense when it comes to racism, white people have generationally built up an instinct to trigger black people with racism. This is where you get those microaggressions. The microaggressions is literally meant to make black people feel like they are crazy and they're overreacting. Because when it's brought up, that's why they try to hit you with the, oh, it was just a joke. Is it that serious? Why are you overreacting? For racist people especially, intelligent black people is almost like a character to them. They believe that if they push hard enough, the ghetto will come out. The ignorant will come out. The aggression will come out. Black people being aggressive or responding in an aggressive manner also justifies their racism. They feed off of it as well. This is why when black people go silent and they don't feed into it at all, it agitates them even more. They talk about the Obamas because they never got their moment. They never got the moment where they seen a black man broken. They never got the moment when they seen a black woman broken, crying, beat up, stumbling, falling. They have not stopped talking about the Obamas because they have not satisfied their racist urge. Happy Juneteenth, people.
All right, one of the comments says, it made me feel like the moment Barack gave his speech at the DNC convention in 2004, the audacity of hope. I feel she could use this speech to run for presidency. Another one said, we miss and love President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama, both true leaders of our great nation. It's a beautiful day in America. Much love, decency when we look out in the audience. She knocked it out of the park. Brilliant, pointed, and right on target. Another one said, it's been a refreshing day for those tuning for the grand opening. I'm certain the center will be a happy place to work, learn, and visit. I'm thrilled with the location too. The Obamas are truly national treasures. They set a fine example and motivate us to stretch for our full potential. Today was a blessing. Another one said, so beautiful. I'm so crying over here. You made us so proud. We love you guys and we miss you so much. Another one said, as a Black America, we stand together with love. Well, another commenter said, what an amazing speaker Michelle is. She always floors me to see just how completely different one administration can be compared to another. Great speech. Thank you. Another one said, preach it, Mrs. Michelle Obama. You all were the best residents in the White House, especially President Obama. He had the world in his hands. He was working for the working class and made healthcare affordable for all Americans. You all did a great job for us Americans. Another one said, George and Michelle cracked me up. Another one said, I love the Obama, such an example of class and dignity we can all aspire to. Another one said, Michelle is a beautiful, powerful woman. She gives me hope that our country will come back. Another one said, that was a beautiful speech, intelligent, respectful. This is what a president should be, and inspire someone to look up for honesty, dignity, respect, respectful kindness. God bless the Obama family. God bless the United States of America. Another commenter said, I am so proud to be an American. What a beautiful speech. It reminded me of who we are at the core, strong, resilient, compassionate, and united. The challenge we face today are only stepping stones, not the definition of our nation. Our values, our courage, our hope for the future are what truly define us. And then another one said, do you remember when Barack would occasionally slip up during a public speech and accidentally refer to Michelle as Michael? Well, those are hateful comments, okay? One thing I'll say, the Obamas are getting a positive results from people who really, really miss their presidency. They still love, they still respect as the best president and first lady ever, and their kids smart, beautiful, and respected. With all Trump trying, he will never be Obama. Another one said, as a Canadian, yes, former President Obama might have had his ups and downs, but in my personal opinion, he was the best president the US had seen in ages. Another one said, our first lady is in a class of her own. You are so awesome. One of the best speeches in my time, and so true. Another said, wonderful speech. I'm still loving you guys as usual and how eloquent you are, Mrs. Obama. You are one of the greatest black women that American can have, and I say thank you so much. Trinidad and Tobago in the house again. I just love you and your entire family. May God continue to bless everyone. Someone else say, bravissimo, the best president, first lady, first family in my lifetime. We love you, we appreciate you, we want you back. Another one said, I love this. This is a blessing. It makes me feel so good inside. All the love we have for President Obama is all over the world. Well, there's so many positive comments that people are talking about the Michelle speech that she made the other day, and each and everybody say one thing: they miss the Obama, they love them, and yes, they're one of the best couples in the White House. Do you agree? Let's hear more views from other people, okay? Stay tuned.
Believe me, if Donald Trump is president again, at some point or another, that ugliness will touch all of our lives. And it will not matter what you look like, how you worship, who you love, or how you vote. If you don't make 6 or 8 or 12 figures, if you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office. Let me take a minute to help folks, especially the men in our lives, to get a better sense of what could happen if we keep dismantling parts of our reproductive care system piece by piece, as Trump intends to do. There are good reasons why so many women and physicians are horrified by what's happened since Donald Trump's justices overturned Roe v. Wade. We're seeing women scrambling across state lines to get the care they need. Just this week, a major medical journal reported that after Roe was overturned, infant mortality in this country rose, in large part because women are being forced to carry fetuses that won't survive to term. One woman spent 22 days in jail on murder charges after she miscarried in her own bathroom.
So Michelle Obama just pulled off something that is absolutely insane and something that politicians rarely manage to do. She gave a speech that everyone knew was about Donald Trump without ever mentioning Donald Trump. At the opening of Obama Presidential Center in Chicago, she talked about democracy, public service, civic responsibility, community, leadership, and the idea that America belongs to all of us, not just one person. Shocking, right? And that is where it all got funny, because she didn't spend the speech attacking Donald Trump like he would, right? She simply described what leadership is supposed to look like. You know, serving the public instead of yourself, building institutions instead of attacking them, bringing people together instead of trying to divide them, focusing on citizens instead of creating a personality cult. The irony is that nobody had to connect the dots for her. The audience just did it automatically. Imagine being roasted so thoroughly that your name never even comes up, but everyone knows it's about you. That's political psychology 101. The most effective criticism isn't always telling people who the villain is. It's reminding the people what normal looks like and letting their brains do the rest. And let's be honest, the contrast was just hard to miss. Because on one side, a presidential center dedicated to civic engagement, volunteerism, education, and the idea that democracy belongs to everyone. And on the other, a political movement built around one man, whose supporters literally wear his name on hats, shirts, flags, I don't know, coffee mugs, and every surface possible, and buy Trump watches, Trump sneakers, Trump, 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 Trump. At that point, Michelle Obama, she didn't even need to make an argument. The reality itself did it for her. And the truly devastating part, in my opinion, she never said Donald Trump. She never had to. Yet somehow everyone knew that's exactly who she's talking about. That's when you know your speech landed hard. Or when she mentioned the Nobel Peace Prize. That's just a nail in that coffin. Mic drop.
That image will be in this building for a very long time. 10 years from now, 25 years from now, 50 years from now, into the next century, when people are looking back at the image of the two of you, what do you want them to see? What do you want them to remember?
I want them to see a loving representation of a Black couple. And it is important that race is there, because we have an ebb and flow of how we feel about people of different races. Some decades we're moving forward, and other decades it feels like, well, what happened? I think we need to be reminded that excellence comes in all shapes, sizes, and colors, genders, that there are many people who are great leaders, and your race, your income is the least of what makes you great. Your pedigree is the least of what makes you great. And the equanimity of our relationship, I think, is important to remember at a time when, gender roles they go up and down too. What does it mean to be a woman? What does it mean to be a wife or a husband? That they see a couple that revel in the fact that we are both equals, that's what gives us energy, and that there's love there, deep, deep love.
Okay, guys, so you had the speech made by Michelle Obama, and then of course the former president Barack Obama. Literally, the tone that they talk about is what unites America. It's what makes America great. It's what makes America what it is. It's what makes America being recognized the whole world. And yes, everybody in the comment section, they always talk about one thing: they miss Obama, they miss Obama era, they miss the president who had no scandals. The only scandal Obama was known for was wearing a tan suit, and that's it, nothing else. He did his work like as if it was a walk in the park. Even Michelle Obama said it in her speech by saying that the way he carried that presidency, he made it look so easy, and yet it is one of the biggest difficult job in the whole world. Leading America, everybody knows America as a superpower. Everybody knows America as the country to look up to. Everybody knows America as a country that protects the whole world. And literally Obama, during his presidency, he did that. And that's what Michelle was carrying in her speech by saying, talking about her husband, that you made this presidency look like a walk in the park. You made the work seems easy, but it wasn't easy, because she was there when he was literally the president of America, and she saw what was going on behind the scenes. She saw exactly the ups and downs that President Obama, the former President Obama, went through on each and every difficulty as a president. So when she gave that speech, literally, she was just telling Americans, this is your president. And yes, as much as he had the ups and downs, but literally he delivered on his promises, and he made sure America was recognized, respected, and loved by all, not only just blacks or white. He made sure America is united and of course is respected worldwide. So what are your thoughts? Do you agree with the speech, or do you have other things that you don't agree with? I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye-bye.